Okay, the investment. In the same way that what you don't want to do is you don't want to say, here's the value that I'm going to sell you that value. I'm going to sell you the tools for $5 a tool. I'm going to sell you the blueprints for $20 the blueprint and show you how to do this. You go create your own vehicle. That is putting you into an employee position. Okay. If you put yourself into an employee position where they're just buying supplies from you or even buying your time for you to go out and do these things, if you put yourself in that position, the cultural mentality immediately when they think employee is that they think, I'm the one going to make the decisions. Therefore, I'm the leader, and I'm going to tell you, as the employee, what to do with the supplies and the tools. And whenever I'm in that position, I'm going to pay you as little as I can possibly pay you because you don't know what we're doing. I'm the leader. You want to get away from that, and you'll end up putting yourself in that hole if you try to sell your time, try to sell done for you, or if you try to sell a do-it-yourself system. You'll also put yourself in that position if you talk about the features of what it is that you're going to do. So if you start digging in and showing them the course outline and telling them what you're going to do, you're going to put yourself in that employee position where they're going to say, I'm the leader, you're the employee, and I pay employees cheap. That's how the cultural society works. So you want to get away from that. And that's most likely what's happening right now. And if you're coming from a 9 to 5 or if you're coming from a job, you'll naturally put yourself in that same position where you're like, here's my skills, here's my tools, here's what I can do. And you end up putting yourself in a low ticket position, in a commodity position, where now they have to compare you against all of your competitors, all of the saturation that's out there. And that the only way to do that is by price. You offer the same as you, which offers the same as you, and I have to hire the best employee for the job at the lowest price. So we're going to work on getting you away from that because you're not going to be selling your program as an employee or as a service provider element. You want to be selling your program as a leader in your field. And that means you're going to say, I'm making these decisions. There's no decisions for you to make. Don't worry about the tools. I will deal with all of the tools. We'll deal with all the supplies and all of that. You don't have to worry about that. I'm going to help you build this house. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do it. I'm going to give you the tools. I'm going to give you the supplies. And I'm going to be there as your foreman and as your boss to help you build this house. You're going to do the work, but I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do. Do you see how you've repositioned now? They're the employee and you're the leader, and you're going to pay somebody so much more money to be in that position to make those decisions than if you would just an employee at the table that is trying to provide you with those. Do you see the difference? In the same way, you're doing the same thing. You're getting the tools, you're getting the information, and it doesn't matter who does the work, right? It's a positioning of who's the leader, who's the employee. So position yourself as a leader. You're only talking results. You're saying, I'm the one making the decisions here. I'm the one helping you accomplish this. And that's how you become a leader in your field and you separate yourself from the pack. I'm never worried about any saturation in any market because I'm not competing as they're competing. I'm not positioning myself as they're positioning, and neither should you. You position yourself as a leader. You position yourself as the decision maker that they need to rely upon. And that's where you separate yourself from the saturation, and you can start charging these higher dollar amounts. And they're not going to start nitpicking. You stray away from that. Anytime they say, what is it that your course offers? Be like, don't worry about it. I'm going to help you accomplish this. These are the key elements to pricing. And so positioning yourself as the leader is one of the first key elements to pricing. The other key element to pricing is lost opportunity. The most successful thing that you can do on the phone in your marketing, in your ads, in your webinars, whatever it is to future cast. And that is to future cast their fears and their problems, as well as the desires that they're losing out on. Because what's happening, just to visualize this with you real quick, is that your customers are at point A, remember? And they want to get to point B. And they're thinking, hey, when I achieve point B, I'm going to have those houses, those cars. I'm going to make $1 million. I'm gonna be that success. I'm going to have everything that I need. And right now they're back at point A, and let's say they're only making $1. Let's say that they're a complete emotional wreck at point A. And they're thinking, when I finally get there, I'm gonna be in this mental space where I'm in control of myself and all of my everything that I'm doing and every place I want to be. And eventually I'll be in control of that. As time is going by, they're down here, but they could be up here. And this opportunity is the gap in their life that they're missing out on. So if they eventually get to all the way down the road, 10 years later, and bam, something finally clicks, and they're they stumble upon the keys and the gold, and now they're there 10 years down the road. As they go through, amazingly, they stumble on the gold, and bam, they're there. They've achieved that emotional mindset peakness, that peak body, physical, that the money that they want, the lifestyle that they want. But they don't get it until year 10. Whereas if they hire you, they can get it immediately, and they can be living the next 10 years of their life making that $1 million. So what is the opportunity loss? If you're showing them how to make $1 million a year, well, they've just lost $10 million a year, or $10 million between now and then, that they could be making from hiring you. So this is what you have to teach them, what they're missing out upon. They're missing out on $10 million. I think this is the time value of money, if you will, of what they could be missing out on over their entire life, not to mention appreciation and depreciation and all that stuff. So that's one way of valuing your product, is actual monetary money loss that they're missing out on every day, not to mention losing their house and their cars, not being able to feed their family, having to move in with family, all these other problems that come along with not having the minimum of what they need. So that's one way to price this. Another way to price it is for them to emotionally say, imagine yourself in 10 years. Imagine yourself down here 10 years down the road, and you're still struggling with this problem that you have today. I want you to imagine yourself. Imagine yourself all the way down here. What would you feel like? What would your life be like? How much regret would you have if you had not taken action by 10 years' time to solve this problem? How much of your life have you wasted if it took you 10 years to solve the problem? In the same way, what if you could rewind the clock, solve the problem today so that you have it? How much would you pay for that? This applies for the emotional state. It really comes into play and makes it real when you tell people, if you are unable to find that spouse today, have those children today, the clock is ticking. What happens if you don't find that spouse and build that family until 10 years' time? And then all of a sudden, you can only have one child when you wanted a massive family and your clock is literally ticking. What if you never get the chance to have kids because you never found that spouse that matched? How much, if that happens in 10 years, would you pay to rewind the clock, to find that spouse right now, to build that business right now, to be successful today, to have those kids today? How much would you pay? And that's where these people are going to be like, oh my goodness, you just put this in perspective to me about how much this is actually costing me. This opportunity that's lost is worth far more than the tools that you could be selling them today. And that is the lost opportunity. That is the second pricing element that you need to consider. And you need to map out in your emotional workbook all of those two elements in order to come up with your investment. Now, I don't want you to come out of the gate and be pricing your investment at $12,000 or $20,000 or $60,000. There are people in my space offering what I offer, charging $60,000 for almost the exact same thing that I charge with a little bit of their flair added onto it. So I don't want you to jump into that and think that you can compete with them right off the bat. I want you to start at whatever pricing you've been doing right now. Start there. Craft this program around it and start working people towards this program and increasing your pricing. You can jump your pricing. That's fine. You can double your pricing. You could quadruple your pricing. But I want you to start back at least where you are and sell the program first. Start working with your individuals now first. I don't want you to do anything less than $3,000. I want you to shoot for $3,000. Once you get to $3,000, then you can start jumping by $500 at a time. But I also don't want you to start at $500. Okay, so I don't want you to start at 12,000 or 60,000, and I don't want you to start at 500 or 100. Okay, the sweet spot is $3,000. That's about one or two of those sales is about what it takes to cover all of your living expenses in a month. That's where that number comes from. So that you can spend all of your time selling and working with individuals while not worrying about your own costs and your own living expenses. But at the same time, you'll have one or two customers that you can give all of your time to create your program and ensure that it's a success. Now, after you've got your program created and it's a success, you can go about taking that system and increasing it to 5,000 or 10,000 and testing the market and doubling and tripling your price at that point because you have all the leads in the world. Now it's just about testing what the market is willing to pay for it to get those programs. And on top of it, you've got all the social proof and all the people from the past that you haven't had to fight pricing on and say, trust me, it's worth 20 grand. You don't have to worry about that because you have all those people that say, this is worth it. I don't care what he's asking. The lost opportunity, the fact that he's taking a leadership role in your life and doing this for you is far worth the lifestyle that you can achieve by buying this course. The return on investment is not even worth considering because it is so great. You don't have to worry about it. 10,000 bucks is a drop in the bucket. Okay. So I want you to shoot for about $3,000. Now, if you don't have a proven offer, this is really important. If you're creating if you've never done this, if you've never worked in this space before, you're going to need to work underneath that $3,000 investment. You might have to start at $1,000. But if you know that you can get people results, start at $3,000. The results start at the $3,000, where you're like, yes, I can get you results. My program is $3,000. You're also in order to do that, you may need to immediately fluff some value into the program. So it may be that people are saying, I'm willing to pay you $1,000 a month, but not $3,000. then you just say, great, my program takes 3 months. Boom, there's the value. No, I don't sell it in pieces. I don't part it out. I'm not going to chop it up to get you the desire. You can't stop at Domino 1, Module 1. You need all of them to get that desire. I'm not going to piecemeal it out. You need everything. It's a $3,000 3-month program. That's how you get them to say, okay, I see the value. Let's do the 3,000. And if you're confident in the results, then start at 3,000. And again, if you do not have a proven offer, you may need to start by just delivering module 1 and getting for sure that you can make that happen and charging 500 or 1,000 for that. And then implementing module 2 or module 3 and slowly building out a system and a program that is proven that can get them to those results and that desire for the price point you're shooting for. All right, so I'm going to open this up for questions. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Or post in chat for me. Do you have any questions that I can answer for you?
Definitely. So I'm running this, like I still have the 250 hourly, 997 monthly, and then I have the 3497 3 months. So should I like edit my site and take it away, or like should I start obviously building relations with them, and if the week that we start selling it, are we just like kind of like getting up confidence within this week and like doing prospects, or
Remove the pricing from everywhere.
okay.
Don't talk to anybody publicly about your pricing. Your pricing may fluctuate. You will tailor it to every individual. Okay, so you don't necessarily want to, one pricing will not fit all. You might find, since you're working with people in emotional situations, you might find that some guy's doing great and that a $3,497 program isn't going to work for him, right? Like he may need the $997. He may need just a little bump. You might find that at the same time, another individual is a complete wreck because he just lost 3 children, right? And you might need to charge him $10,000 to get him results. So you need to tailor your program and your pricing to each individual situation. So don't worry about coming to a concrete price, and certainly don't post that pricing anywhere.
So take it off of my site probably.
Yes.
Should I take like the one-on-one sessions off and just like completely and just offer it individually?
Yes, take off the individual stuff, the a la carte. Really, you don't want to go into detail about really anything. You just want to focus on the end desire that you're going to help them achieve and the emotional pains about where they are right now that they're struggling with.
So should I have like any services on there, or should I just like send invoices and just like remove, like deactivate everything for now?
Yes, just send invoices. So don't worry about using any automated tools. And then you may get to a point where you're like, hey, this is a sweet spot. This is all the higher I can go because of the time that we're in. When you have a concrete price, it's because you're selling a tool or a supply. You're selling the value of the item that you're offering. That's when you have a concrete price. With what you're doing right now, you're selling the value of the lost opportunity that you're going to be able to achieve for the individual. So, for example, if I'm working with an individual, the value that I'm going to help them achieve is much different than when I'm working with an enterprise business with 150 employees that does 20 million a year. I certainly wouldn't charge them what I would charge the individual. It's because the value, even if I was only training one person and my effort doesn't change, because the value I'm able to give to a massive company is far different than the value that I'm able to give to an individual.
So everything's custom to their situation, the timing and the price, and then try to stay away from hourly, like what they're dealing with. Give them like a time and uh, like pretty much like a quote. You know what I mean? Like everything's custom to who they are, right? Is that what you're saying?
So
Or
your pricing is custom,
well,
and
sorry.
but the offer, the system to delivering your program, to delivering your desired results,
Hmm.
is not custom.
Okay.
The done for you elements of that program are going to be tailored to the individual, but you're not going to change the system. The system is what the system is. So you're going to be selling the same program to everybody, the same amount of effort to just about everybody. You're going to slightly do some different things for each person. Some people might need a little bit more than others, but it's going to be the same system, the same program throughout. The pricing is going to be what changes for every individual.
And like you said, make them start at square one, obviously, to run through the whole program to know that it works, even if they're at like not rock bottom. That's when like the price comes in, just so you can get the experience. I got it.
Yeah. And the way that I sell that, and I believe that I sold that to you on that same matter, is that you and I have to be in alignment. I
Hmm.
can't rely on the decisions and the things you've put in place before you came into this program to ensure that you're going to get the desired results. So we got to start over and back at square one, build a good foundation
Hmm.
so that we're in alignment, so that I can trust what you're relying on to get you those next results.
So like, I mean, I'm gonna try to do like Facebook lives and stuff. Do you suggest that like I mean, I'm still doing discovery calls, like 15 to 30, just obviously like sales call, you know what I mean? But should I just kind of like wing it and like do a month, or should I do the 3 month? Like, I'm just because I feel like the 3 months, like my high ticket item, and then my monthly package is like, like just, I don't know, like,
If you offer the a la carte, you will
mhm,
immediately devalue your program, and you'll rarely, if ever, get the pricing out of your program that you want, because you're selling two completely different things and
mhm,
they will not equate. So, in one, you're saying, I'm selling you a tool, an hourly session. You can go use that tool, you can accomplish this amount of desire. In the other hand, you're saying, and then I'm selling you the value of accomplishing this lifestyle, and the pricing's way up here. So people are going to be like, wait, so you're saying in your program, I get all these tools and they calculate $1,000, but you're going to try and sell me the same thing with the program for $3,500. How does that equate?
that's what I'm saying. If I got someone like suicidal depressed, right? 3 month. But if I got someone who like got dumped and is like having troubles, I would think like a month. But if I'm trying to build this program, I guess is what I'm saying is should I just stick to like 3 month, or each situation like play it as it is rather than
Yeah,
go
I
back
try to
to one?
I try to shoot for the programs being between 8 and 12 months. That seems to be a really good sweet spot for people feeling as if they got enough time with you, they got enough value out of you, that they've
Mhm,
slowly moved through it to accomplish their desire. If you like, I could sell everything I do in an hour, right? But then there would be so much decision that you would have to go figure out on your own that I couldn't guarantee results. I
yeah.
could also sell it and go into crazy in depth on all of these things. And we wouldn't even get to the system, the prospecting pipeline, and the sales for 3 or 4 months. And
Mhm.
you wouldn't make any money for 6. And you'd be like, this sucks. Right. So that sweet spot of like get to results quickly, but at the same time, don't Don't take too long, and don't do it too quick. So that 8 to 12 months seems to be the sweet spot. Dial in on that for your program. And even if that guy comes in that was like, dude, I was dumped, you're not selling the removal of those emotions from his life.
Yeah.
You're selling the achievement of the desire of being all he can be.
Yeah. Damn, 8 to 12 months? I mean, I'm not I mean, that's fucking way
Or
more
no,
than
no, 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 I'm sorry,
500
8
for
to
my
12
time, but
weeks.
yeah. Yeah. And I do know, like, the Wake Up Warrior, they did that freaking week at 10,000, and then they locked them down for, like, 25K a year. So in my head, I'm like, "All right, well, if I, like" obviously, I wanna go over 3,500 longer, depends, you know what I mean? But, like, I was kinda watching, like, Dan Lok, LOK or whatever, he was like, "Have your high ticket item, right? But then you still have, like, your offer to build, like" you know what I mean? I guess, like, clientele and, like, a community and stuff, so
So let me show you the strategic plan. It's something you just touched on, so I wanna hit on it. Okay, so this is the strategic planning document. And really, there's a lot of different things that you could offer. A lot of people are talking about low ticket items. I could sell something for $37 and have like an hour long course and sell it to 10,000 people and make, 37,000. They're $300,000 or something like that. Like the numbers add up quick when you have a ton of customers. Or you've got people that are like, well, I can sell you a week long thing or a 3-day thing for 10 grand, right? And so, how does all that fit into your ultimate strategic plan of your offers? So, the structure of this is very clear. And I always mentally picture this. I'm gonna jump over here to my Jamboard. I always like to mentally picture this. So, I'm going to kind of draw it real quick for you. Uh, when people think of your company, they are going to think about this core offer. That's what we're creating right now. This is what you're established for, is your core offer. And it's what you get the vast majority of your money from, is your core offer. Okay. Now, not everybody's going to be able to afford your core offer, right? From the core offer, you're not going to be able to sell to everybody, and there's going to be some people that are willing to pay you $50,000 and $60,000, while the vast majority of people will pay you 3,000, something of that nature. So what happens is that the core offer that we're working on in this process initially is your established offer, what you're known for, to guarantee that you can get people those results. And anybody that you work with or interact with, they're always going to relate back to this core offer, whether they have ascended past it or whether they are ascending to it. They're going to refer to this core offer. It's why you're established in business. Okay. That's the offer we're working on right now, is the core offer. It's also a high ticket offer. That's how you're going to get to those big dollar amounts. You're going to have a low ticket offer, but you're not going to reach as many people. So it's going to be this thin offer below here where you reach more people, right? You get the quantity, but the quality is not there from the core. So your core offer, just to kind of picture that, may look something like this. You might have like a really thick core offer and a really thin low ticket offer. And I like to refer to this as, well, not only is it the low ticket, but it's also the Excite product. It's the product that gets them excited about doing business with you. And this would be like $37. So you charge, you know, this for this, and this one you're charging like, 4 of these bad boys, 4 figures, whereas the Excite is just 2 figures, right? So the low ticket, that Excited product, the goal of it is to do a couple of things. One, Get them excited about the opportunity that your established offer presents them. Number two, the Excite product gets your marketing paid for. That's the goal. It's a self-liquidating offer. So you're once you get to that scaling ads and really blowing up your business, that's when you introduce this low ticket offer of saying, look, I'm going to help you build this aircraft, right? And my core product is selling you fuel. And so all you're trying to do is get your marketing paid for, or maybe what you're doing is you're not selling an aircraft, you're selling a bicycle with that they already have with the attached fuel motor. Okay, like this really low ticket item that's going to get them across town really quick, but they keep coming back to you for the core fuel that they need in order to make any of that actually happen and work for them. Your whole goal with selling that low ticket item is just to get your marketing paid for. Sometimes you only get half your marketing paid for. Sometimes you did really freaking good and you made a profit on it. But the idea behind that low ticket offer is by just getting getting your marketing somewhat subsidized, getting them excited about working with you, excited about the opportunity of working with you, and qualifying those customers. The customers that are unwilling to pull out their credit card, you don't want to deal with them. The hardest thing you can do with anybody is just get them to pull out their credit card. So if you come out with that low ticket offer and just saying, look, it's $7 a book. Look, it's a $27 course. Look, it's a $97 course, and I'm going to pack in all this value for you. All you're really doing is training them and qualifying them that they're going to pull out their credit card and actually give you money to get excited about working with you. And hopefully you might get some of your marketing paid for. That's that low ticket offer. And so in this strategic planning, that's what we're doing with this document is we're planning out these different types of offers that we're going to create around our product. So another type of offer might be like this spike in revenue for you. You'll get great revenue and they'll get like a spike in value, but only a few people can afford it because you're doing like a 6-figure price on it. And you deliver it in a very short amount of time, but it's like having an event, a get together, a mastermind, something that's on the back end that you can sell them to really spike the revenue. But there's absolutely no way you'd be able to sell that product if you didn't have the core offer. The core offer is what gets people like, yes, this is the community that I'm a part of. And yes, I want to take you up on going to Cabo for a 3-day event for $20,000, and you've got 40 speakers lined up for me, and I'm going to get to meet all these people in the event, and it only lasts 4 days. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're saying, okay, what do we sell? And we sell business development. And then how do we sell it? And then you're saying, well, I am selling this through an application funnel. That's my core established product. Okay, and my revenue for that is roughly $4,500, and I have got this finished. Right? You want to finish that first, and then next it's going to be like course creation lab. I'm going to establish a Facebook group, and it's going to be my self-liquidating offer funnel to get my advertising paid for, and I'm going to sell it for $37. And it's going to be my Excite product. And right now, mine is planned. That's about it. And then after that, I am going to create let's say, a mastermind group. And I'm going to sell that through a launch funnel because it's only going to happen every quarter. You only get in, right? And, or no, I'm not going to do that launch. That one's going to be let's say a webinar funnel. And I'm going to sell that for $9.97 for every 3 months or something. Hell, I don't know, maybe $2.97 a month. And that one's going to be my what my hell, I don't know. It's not my it's just in there. Maybe I want to do that Elevate. That Elevate is going to be the launch product, and it's going to be the 3-day weekend seminar. And that one's going to be my $20,000 product, right? And that one's ongoing. So that's a launch event because we only do it every year, and it's my Elevate because my Elevate is up here, right? That's where I like take people to the next level. Okay, get them like maximum amount of value, right? And then there's another type of item in here that might be or an ascension event. I guess that's what this one is. It's my ascension event. Sorry. And then for Elevate, that's like, okay, great. You've gone through this. You're on the path to becoming all you can be in life, and you're making money. You're doing 10 or 20 grand. You've got all that, and now what you want is like, you want to like optimize the tidbits of your life. You want to optimize this and really just become amazing. And that's the one I'm going to charge like 80,000 for that event or for that program, right? And that's like a program just like my established program. And I do that one through also an application funnel. Okay. So that one's like my master class, right? A bunch of masters taking a class together, right? So that's different ways that you can kind of structure like what it is that you're going to create, where you're going to get, but really understanding this process is super important. That what you're doing right now is the core element that's going to get you to the first million. And it's going to get you like, you're going to get that established. Your business is going to be established. You're going to like know for certain where you're going and what you're going to do. And along the way, you're going to figure out what that low ticket opportunity vehicle is that you're going to sell for a low ticket. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does for sure. And I just had a random thing like, I mean, I've been researching like crazy, working 7 days a week, and obviously this is like far in the past. But what do you think about like those people who do the 34.97 of like giving them an opportunity to work in the program, or like almost like a pyramid thing, like ClickFunnels, like affiliate, like giving them a 10% commission for every person they qualify. You know what I mean? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Doing an affiliate program.
Yeah, like someone who went through the master class, right? Like they're already part of the community in the program, but they like
Yeah.
refer someone down in the dumps, like incentives, you know what I mean? Someone who's really involved and like kind of give them the opportunity to step up to a leader, and maybe, they're about the lifestyle, and maybe like, I know it's in the future, but like work with us, build the company, and like almost, you know what I mean? Like a tier
Yeah.
system.
So what ends up happening is you're naturally going to have those advocates, those brand ambassadors that are like, I love this guy and what he's been able to do for me, and I am bought in completely. And so what ends up happening is that the natural progression of your core offer is that you're going to need additional coaches. You're going to need to hire people. You're going to need to bring them on. And so I've seen this done many different ways. Whereas when you have more of the course style, where you're not involved as much because your system is getting really good, but you're still able to charge those high prices, that you're going to need to do regular phone calls. No matter what you do, you're going to end up having to do regular communication. But you may not want to be spending your time delivering that core offer because you have so many people involved and you're working on the ascension and with the elevates, like they're working their way up through your programs to get to you, and you only deliver to like the elevated master class elite. That's who you're teaching now because you've built up so many people in the core offer, right? So what's going to happen is when you start ascending to that level yourself in your teaching and working on building that product, then you're going to need to take those ambassadors and make them coaches. Say, you've had success in this program. Can I hire you? You'll get one on one with me. I'll help you still build your business, but I want you to be a coach in my program, participate. I'm going to pay you like an employee. I'm going to pay you well. And your program is going to be designed in a way that everybody who is a coach in your program is also going to be a salesperson. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So
that's I was kind of wondering, like, because I already have go-getters. I mean, I'm just coming from like, I mean, I've worked general manager retail, you know, I've always been about like promoting from within, and like that's why I do what I do. So if I see someone do a 180 and like totally change their life and devoted, like why wouldn't I be like give them an incentive and help my brand grow? You know what I mean? So
absolutely, absolutely. So you're right on point there. You're going to end up bringing up those ambassadors that have done incredibly well and making them part of your process, so that they're now the ones that are delivering to the next generation and so forth. Another way to do that is to create for you that mastermind portion where as you're bringing people through it and you've got a handful of individuals, you might want to say, oh hey, would you mind for free being a brand ambassador and me putting people under you where you can be a mastermind coach just for a few hours a month or something, and helping those individuals. And a lot of the time, you'll get people that say yes for no charge at all. I'd be totally willing to do that because they're wanting to build a relationship with you as well and move up through your program. So they're totally bought into it. So they're willing to do that.
I'm freaking excited. I mean, I've been excited for a week. That's what I spent all weekend doing is like, where am I starting them out at? Like, where are we tearing them down? So I think I just want to like remove all my prices, go Facebook Live, have them a discovery call, and just do it like one on one. You know what I mean? After I give them the value and just go from there. So
I think that's a great plan.